What? You've got to be kidding me. Oh my, this is a major scripting error. We never decided what these awards are actually supposed to be called. Now we have different presenters using names like the Paizo and the HUPVYSAs for these awards. We really need to figure out what these awards are supposed to be. Okay, let's think. Paizo is pretty good. It's quick, it's efficient, it's simple. And on the other side, we've got some people using the term HUPVYSAs, which, if I'm being honest, kind of sounds like a credit card scam. Come to think of it, that's probably a pretty good reflection of exactly how valid these awards probably are in the long run. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the second annual highly unofficial Paizo-Verse YouTuber Superlative Awards. Hello travelers and tourists, my name is Mark and I'm the local disaster tour guide. That's right, I'm a storyteller that has learned an important lesson about inviting guest presenters onto my channel, which is, I should take first dibs on which channels I want to talk about, because otherwise my guest presenters are going to steal my content from me. I'm looking at you, Ronald. Welcome to a journey through the fantastic world of TTRPGs like Pathfinder and Starfinder, and welcome to the second annual highly unofficial Paizo-Verse YouTuber Superlative Awards, my annual series where I try to spread some holiday cheer and acknowledge some of the fantastic content creators that are part of the Paizo-Verse here on YouTube. Basically, this is a chance for me to brag on some of the fantastic work that I see going on out there, and I would just like to take the opportunity to acknowledge all of the incredible people who are out there adding to this hobby, adding to this game. And I must say, it is truly amazing how many wonderful people are part of the Pathfinder 2e community, so this video is a celebration of that. Now, as is apparent from the name, this is the second annual highly unofficial Paizo-Verse YouTuber Superlative Awards. I did do this video last year as well, and I had the opportunity to acknowledge several fantastic content creators who are out there talking about Pathfinder 2e and really adding to this community. I'm going to have the names of some of those content creators up on the screen, and there is a link in the video description to last year's awards video, because I still highly recommend all of those content creators. They do some fantastic stuff. However, my philosophy of this series is I want this series to be a celebration of the larger Paizo-Verse community. So for this video, I have made a rule that I am not going to be covering any of the channels that I covered last year, with the exception of one new award. I am going to be doing a Video of the Year award, and I allowed myself to consider some of the content from last year's winners for that particular award. However, for any other channel mentioned in this video, they weren't award winners last year, and I am excited to talk about them this year because I think they are bringing some wonderful things to the Paizo-Verse. Now, this video is going to be fun to do because I get to talk about some creative people that are out there doing some wonderful things, but I do hope that everyone watching this video recognizes that everything I say in this video should be heard as a genuine compliment to all of the fantastic content creators out there. As a content creator myself, I realize just how much time, energy, effort, and honestly stress goes into making videos like this, and the process of putting content up on YouTube takes a lot of work. So to everyone that I mentioned in this video, please hear me say thank you so much for what you are contributing. I know it takes a lot of work and a lot of time, and I, along with so many other people here in the Paizo-Verse, truly appreciate everything that you do. This series is a way of spreading a little bit of holiday cheer and acknowledging the fantastic community that we have. To that extent, I would like to invite everyone who is watching this video to be a part of this process and this conversation. I'm going to replace my normal YouTube call to action, and instead I would like to ask you to join in and be a part of honoring the fantastic Paizo-Verse creators out there. So if you want to feed the algorithm for this channel, you can jump down to the comments section and leave your suggestions of which channels are worth checking out. I got some fantastic suggestions last year that made it into this year's video, but more importantly than that, I encourage you to go over to the channels that you really love and let those content creators know how much their work means to you and how much you appreciate what they do. I can tell you as someone who creates videos for YouTube that hearing from the community is truly one of the best parts of this job. So spread a little holiday cheer and let them know how much you love their work. Again, every channel that is mentioned in this video will be linked down in the video description, and the guest presenters who are going to be part of today's video, I will also have links to their channels and some of their work as well, so that you can go check them out. But with all that out of the way, let's get started. Up first, I'd like to do some honorable mentions. This is important because in giving out the awards for this video, I've done my best to really focus on the content creators where I've consumed enough of their content that I can speak genuinely about the things that I respect about what they do and what their channel provides. One thing to know about me is I don't like to give out shallow compliments. However, it is worth noting that the Paizo-Verse is constantly growing and new people are joining in the conversation and being a part of this community. And it seems like I discover new content creators and new videos every day. It is exciting to see how many people are truly joining in the conversation. So one thing I'd like to state very clearly is, if a channel is not mentioned in this video, that may be because I'm just not familiar enough with their work that I feel like I can confidently talk about what they do, because when I present these compliments, I want them to be genuine, and I truly want them to reflect the excellent work that people are putting out into the community. To give you an example, this year's honorable mention is a channel called Podfinder that I literally discovered 2 days before I started filming this video. In the videos I've seen so far, I've seen some excellent dives into the lore surrounding various deities in the Galarian setting, and I'm excited to explore some of Podfinder's backlog and see what other content that they create. I'm not familiar enough with their work at the moment to really talk about what sets their channel apart, but who knows, maybe next year I can include them in the highly unofficial awards. That's one of the reasons that the call to action is so important. When I ask you to share some of your favorites, it lets me in on some of the fantastic content creators that are out there that I or others might not have discovered yet. But on to some of the official awards. I'd like to start out with what is honestly one of the most important awards that I'm going to be giving out in this video, and that is an award that I actually gave out last year as well. It's the Small But Mighty Award for 2023, which I'm giving to the channel Rebel Then King. So the Small But Mighty Award is an award that I reserve for Paizo-Verse channels that are below 1,000 subscribers, because I honestly think these are some of the most important voices in the community. Now, don't get me wrong, being a YouTuber is not exactly a high-paying job for the vast majority of people on this platform, but to be monetized at all requires at least 1,000 subscribers, which means anytime you see a channel consistently producing content, if they haven't hit 1,000 subscribers yet, they're not making any money on what they do. They are putting that content out because they just enjoy that content. I remember a time not too long ago when I was genuinely shocked that my channel actually built up to 1,000 subscribers, and I still fondly remember that space where the true payoff of being on this platform was just getting to interact with other people who enjoy this hobby. Small channels are so important because they are lending their voice and their passion to this conversation and to this hobby for no other reason than they just truly want to be here. And for that reason alone, I think that small channels deserve a special highlight, which leads into this year's Small But Mighty winner, Rebel Then King. Now, in some ways, Rebel Then King is a very different style of content creator than I am, in one very important regard, in that He actually knows how to make short, direct, to-the-point videos, and he doesn't ramble at length like I tend to do. So if you're looking for concise and helpful information, you should check out his channel for that reason alone. But one of the things I actually respect about Rebel Than King is oftentimes he will deliberately limit the length of his videos specifically because he is pushing himself creatively. There are several videos that he's done that are 3-word challenge videos where he challenges himself to try to summarize a class or particular option in the game using only 3 words. And honestly, each of those conversations has always proven very interesting because of the challenge that he imposed upon himself. So whether you're interested in his 3-word challenge videos, or if you want to see some of his longer content where he goes a little more in depth, I highly recommend Rebel Than King, and I am excited to see where his channel goes and how it grows in the year ahead. Rebel Than King, congratulations on being my small but mighty 2023 winner. And now, I would like to invite the winner of last year's Make Me Laugh Award to join in this video and nominate a content creator that they find particularly inspiring. So let's take a moment and hear who is this year's winner of the Crunch McDabbles Award.
It's the most wonderful time of the year. Welcome to the Crunch McDabbles Show. I'm your host, Crunch McDabbles. It's the Paizo-Verse. All of the Pathfinder YouTube stars will be out. Ronnie, the rules lawyer, will be there with a tie on, and No Nat Ones will be there. Maybe he'll have some mascara on. Let's hope so. It's truly the most wonderful time of the year. Merry Christmas, one and all. I have the pleasure of giving the Crunch McDabbles Award to a legendary content creator, and I know, obviously, Wisdom Check. I love that guy, and he's been my spirit animal this year. And I've also been watching Zentre and his channel, and the play-by-post over there, and the world building, and that kid's a genius, and I just love him too. But this year's Crunch McDabbles Award goes to Galarian In Depth, because he has always been one of my favorite nerds on the internet, and I just love that guy. And I am going to give it to him. So this year, Mr. Galarian In Depth, you are my choice for the big nerd voice. Thank you for all you do. And for you, Mark, Merry Christmas to you and Happy New Year to you and to all your people over there and to your beautiful wife and your kid over there. Merry Christmas to you. May God bless you and keep you well all year through. I wish I could just dust the cookie crumbs out of your beard and give you a big smooch right on those rosy red cheeks of yours. I just love you. Be good. And thanks for all you do. Merry Christmas. I think that's it. I think I'm done. It's 3 paragraphs. Anybody can do that.
My congratulations to Galarian In Depth for winning the Crunch McDabbles Award. And as Galarian In Depth is one of the friends of this channel, I was genuinely excited when Crunch McDabbles said that that was the channel they wanted to feature for their award.
Whew. Well, that went great. I went on the local disaster tour guide show, and a lot of people, like the rookies, what they do is they're going to stand back up and they'll shut their own camera off. But I'm not Bush League like that. That's totally Bush. That's Bush League. So I'm just going to have to figure this out. So what I figured I might do is just kind of let the camera run the batteries out. And I got a crossword here. I was just going to work on a crossword. And eventually that camera will just turn off there for me. So, all right.
Alright, for the next couple of awards, I'm actually going to throw back to last year's video, and I want to talk about a couple of channels that last year were honorable mentions for the highly unofficial Paizo-Verse YouTuber Superlatives, because last year, while I had seen a few of their videos, I hadn't really had the opportunity to dive seriously into the work that they do, and now that I've had some time to actually digest some of their work and see what they bring to the table, I think it's time to give these channels their full credit. Up first, I would like to give the Think About It award to the channel Frizz. Now, Frizz's videos are pretty short, pretty simple, and straight to the point. He uses a simple animation style as he discusses some particular nuance about the rules or about Pathfinder 2e as a game. It doesn't take you long to figure out the style and approach that he uses, and his videos have a very consistent and reliable quality to them. But one of the things that I really appreciate about Frizz is that as he dives into the various topics that he selects, he does a really good job of splitting the audio portion of his video and the illustrated portion of his video to allow you to look at a topic oftentimes from multiple angles. As he's discussing some particular aspect of the game, the stick figure in his video often has a thought bubble above their head that raises a separate question or a different idea related to that conversation. And what makes his videos so interesting to watch is oftentimes you end up looking at a particular question or idea from multiple angles all at once because of the unique way that Frizz presents his work. I appreciate the fact that Frizz makes me think about this game in depth, and for that reason, I award Frizz the Think About It Award in 2023. The other channel to earn an honorable mention last year that has swiftly become one of my favorite individuals to interact with here on YouTube is The Bad Luck Gamer, who is winning this year's Host with the Most award. Now, if I am being honest about the channel The Bad Luck Gamer, he puts out a ton of content. He dives into classes and archetypes, he does live streams, he covers a lot of different content in a lot of different ways, and truth be told, if you were to go to The Bad Luck Gamer's channel, you would find an absolute wealth of Pathfinder 2e content and content for other games that is all worth digesting. However, the reason that I'm giving The Bad Luck Gamer the Host with the Most award is not just because he invited me to appear on one of his live streams. Don't get me wrong, I had fun, it was a great time conversing with him, but one of the things that I really respect about The Bad Luck Gamer is you can tell that part of his focus and mission as a channel is really building up the TTRPG community, and that is something I genuinely respect. Yes, it's fun to talk about nerdy things with nerdy people and to share the love of this hobby with other people, but I really think that The Bad Luck Gamer is doing a fantastic job of building a space where people are welcomed into the Pathfinder 2e community, and that is something I genuinely respect about him and his channel. So for that reason, Host with the Most 2023 goes to The Bad Luck Gamer. Up next, I'd like to offer a new award for this channel, the Tip of the Hat Award 2023, to the channel The Sly Strategist. Now, The Sly Strategist is one of those channels where I am genuinely impressed by just the general breadth and depth of content that he provides. In the roughly 8 months that The Sly Strategist has been on YouTube, he has put out a couple of hundred videos, and wow, that is an incredible production load. I am genuinely impressed. I could probably give The Sly Strategist an award that I would also qualify for, called the Poor Work-Life Balance Award. However, in digging into the content that The Sly Strategist offers, one of the things I really appreciate about his channel is that he does a really good job of offering focused tip content that people can dive into. Are you interested in learning about specific skills? Are you interested in learning about particular tactics or particular things that you can use as a game master in Pathfinder 2e? He often has excellent focused videos that really dive into the tips that allow you to be successful when playing Pathfinder 2nd Edition, and that's one of the reasons I find myself going back to the Sly Strategist content so often. So, for Tip of the Hat 2023, I present The Sly Strategist. So the time has come for another presenter to join the stage and talk about one of the channels that they really respect. Our next presenter is a major friend of the channel, GoatKingDice. They are the winner of last year's Small But Mighty Award, and I have had the pleasure of working with this creator on a lot of Starfinder focused content, but today they're going to be presenting their pick for the Meme Master Award. Take it away, Goat King.
Hello, and welcome to the second annual highly unofficial YouTuber Superlative Awards, or HUPVYSA for short. I am the Goat King of GoatKingDice, and I am honored to be invited here to present an award to one of my favorite channels. As a Paizo-Verse YouTuber myself, I spend a lot of time thinking about Pathfinder 2nd Edition, and much of that on mechanical details. So it's nice sometimes to kick back and relax with some on-point memes. It is for that reason that I award the greatest memer to Gust87, or simply Gust. Seriously, this channel is solid. And not just for memes centered on the game, but also memes centered on the community. A few of my favorite videos from Gust are The Presidents Debate the Alchemist, and Pathfinder 2E's Infinite Poison Glitch. As somebody with very little free time, and a watch later list that can back up several weeks, the greatest compliment and endorsement I can give is that it never takes me more than a day to get around to watching new Gust videos. Thank you again to the local disaster tour guide for inviting me on, and I'm gonna let you get back to him, but as always, travel with loyal companions.
Congratulations, Gust, on winning the Meme Master Award for 2023. If I'm being entirely honest, I was not even aware of your channel until Goat King mentioned it, so I've been enjoying the opportunity to get to discover an entirely new channel as a result of Goat King's recommendation. Now, I would like to say, for the next channel that I'm going to discuss, the award that I'm going to present is an acknowledgement of some of the incredible work that they've done, but the channel Cardinal Adventures is in the middle of remastering their own content and expanding the kind of work that they do. So if I'm being entirely honest, in the next 3 or 4 months, we're probably going to see them taking their channel in a lot of new directions and developing a wider variety of Pathfinder 2e content, but I'm genuinely excited to see that anyways, because Cardinal Adventures is the winner of my Divine Discourse 2023 award for their excellent coverage of the various deities in the Golarion campaign setting. In the past, Cardinal Adventures has done some fantastic lore videos, both short form and long form, about the various deities in the Golarion setting, and I have learned a ton from the various videos that Cardinal Adventures has done. Also, I would like to note that Cardinal Adventures has a very consistent high quality to their production values that I really appreciate and I feel like stands out when it comes to the content they create. Now, I do know that going forward, Cardinal Adventures has said they plan on diversifying and covering more than just the deities of Golarion, so I'm excited to see what additional content they're going to add to their channel, but I can say that the quality of their work in the past makes them an easy winner for my Divine Discourse 2023 award.
Yeah, I'd like to order a Kung Pao chicken and an order of egg rolls and wonton soup. Yeah, could you have the delivery guy bring that up and shut my camera off when he gets here? No? Yeah, no. I still want it. Just leave it in the lobby. Yep. All right, bye. It's my remote control anyways.
I guess I should probably come clean for the next award that I'm going to be discussing. You see, one of the things that I am consistently frustrated about when it comes to this channel is I feel like I don't cover the game Starfinder enough. Pathfinder 2e may be my favorite game by far, but Starfinder has some of the best writing in the tabletop industry, and I really appreciate all of the work that Paizo puts into Starfinder. But I am just one person, and it is oftentimes difficult to cover both Pathfinder and Starfinder in the depth that I would truly like to do, and I do believe that Starfinder is a game that deserves to be acknowledged and discussed because it honestly brings a lot to the table. So for this video, I wanted to do a Starfinder Specialist Award, and for 2023, I'm giving the Starfinder Specialist Award to the channel The Maple Table. Of the various channels I've seen covering Starfinder content, The Maple Table does a good job covering a wide variety of content, giving you a good overview of the game, and I think the Maple Table has a lot of excellent content in and around Starfinder that really just helps them stand out as a Starfinder content creator. It probably also didn't hurt the Maple Table that they like to also cover White Wolf games, which is another set of games I really love and never get to talk about on this channel. So the Maple Table's just over there covering all of the games that I love outside of Pathfinder 2e, and that really makes me appreciate their content and the work that they do. I've said many times on this channel that I believe when multiple games are winning and growing and doing well, that is good for the hobby overall. So I truly love to hear what's going on with all sorts of game creators, and I appreciate the fact that the Maple Table is covering both Starfinder and a few other games that I really love. Still, as this is the highly unofficial Paizo-Verse YouTuber Superlative Awards, this year I give the Starfinder Specialist Award to the Maple Table. Still, the time has come to welcome another guest presenter to the stage. Ronald is thoughtful, articulate, and does an absolutely fantastic job breaking down his thoughts on various subjects about Pathfinder 2e. I would like to welcome last year's prestigious presenter, the Rules Lawyer, to come and discuss one of their favorite channels.
Hi, it's Ronald, the Rules Lawyer, and thank you, Local Disaster Tour Guide, for inviting me to be a category creator, nominator, and judge and presenter of Best Short-Form Pathfinder Content Creator on YouTube. And I nominate and also elect King Ugatuntan. He has the superpower of giving lots of information without being long-winded or going overly long. Oh, and all the work on editing and artwork, oh my, I can't do that. From an overview of Pathfinder 2e in 3 minutes to teaching combat in 7 minutes or less, he managed to cover the kineticist in 7 minutes. The kineticist! He also made a video rolling up a random character using dice for Pathfinder, which was a lot of fun. Megan agrees! So Sir Ugatuntan, you have the highest endorsement from our family. So yes, everyone who is subscribed to me, I ask you to also subscribe to this channel. He's doing great work covering the system and making it easy to learn on YouTube. So pat yourself on the back, King Ugatuntan, you deserve it. And I'll see you next time.
Okay, allow me to be completely transparent on this. When I was doing my original scripting work for the second annual highly unofficial Paizo-Verse YouTuber Superlative Awards, there was one channel that I knew for certain had to be included in this year's video, and that was the channel King Ugatuntan, and that was literally the first script that I wrote when I started working on this video. But when I sent out my invitations to the guest presenters for this video, I did tell them I would let them have first pick about which channels they wanted to cover, and Ronald stole King Ugatuntan from me, but I do agree with Ronald. I think that King Ugatuntan makes fantastic content, and I am truly excited to have them as part of the Paizo-Verse. Now, the next award that I'm going to present, I must admit, this is honestly representative of an entire category of awards that I would love to pass out, but it's just, there's honestly too many channels to discuss here. Next up, I want to talk about my Welcome Aboard Award. You see, 2023 has been a fantastic year for the Paizo-Verse, and the Pathfinder and Starfinder communities have grown by leaps and bounds this year, and one of the things that has been happening a lot this year is we've seen content creators covering other games, like Dungeons & Dragons 5th edition, have begun to discuss both their original game and also Pathfinder or Starfinder. You have a lot of people who've started trying out Paizo-Verse games and discovering some of the fun things that games like Pathfinder bring to the gaming table, and honestly, I think it makes for a very just fascinating conversation to see people who primarily play other games discover Pathfinder 2nd Edition or Starfinder and offer their thoughts and insights about what makes these games unique. Now, there is one thing worth mentioning about people who make this type of content, which is They almost never make exclusively Pathfinder content now. No, their channels continue to cover their core game, their original game, typically D&D 5e, but it might be something else as well. They often continue to discuss other games that they love, while also including conversations about games that are in the Paizo-Verse. But if you're a longtime viewer of this channel, one thing that you know is I truly believe that a healthy gaming industry involves a number of successful games and successful game companies. I want to see Dungeons & Dragons succeed. I want to see Call of Cthulhu succeed. I want to see all of these other games succeed and grow and build fantastic communities, and seeing some of the overlap of these various communities lends to, in my opinion, a better hobby overall. So I'm not jealous of the fact that they're still talking about their original game. I'm glad to see some overlap developing between other gaming communities and the Paizo-Verse, and as an exemplar of this particular phenomenon, I would like to nominate the DM layer for the Welcome Aboard Award in 2023. Now, like I said, there are a lot of channels that have been making both D&D and Pathfinder content, but one of the things that I really appreciate about the DM layer is he develops content for storytellers to use, and he deliberately publishes that content in a format that is accessible both to Dungeons & Dragons 5th edition players and to Pathfinder 2nd edition players. I really respect that because it helps to build both communities and create a bridge for people who are interested in storytelling regardless of which game you happen to be playing. Do you want to storytell D&D 5e? Do you want to storytell Pathfinder 2nd edition? Either way, the DM layer is putting material out there that you can access to help you get started as a storyteller, and that is just absolutely fantastic. He is building bridges between two different communities, and he is building bridges to help new storytellers get started as storytellers, so I absolutely respect the work that the DM layer is doing, and I present him the Welcome Aboard Award for 2023, though allow me to say, if you are a content creator who does crossover content between D&D 5e and Pathfinder, or Pathfinder and some other TTRPG, you can consider yourself an honorary recipient of the Welcome Aboard Award as well, because like I said, I think this is actually exciting for the hobby to see this crossover happening between multiple games. Next up, I'd like to discuss the winner of the 2023 Most Aggressively Mistreated by the YouTube Algorithm Award. Wait, what? Okay, so that's not the real title. Instead, I'd like to talk about the 2023 Superb Storyteller Award, which I'd like to present to the channel Mythkeeper. Last year when I did this video, I put a question to the community asking, who are some of your favorite channels? Who are some of your favorite content creators? Let me know who I left out of last year's video, and by a pretty solid margin, the most common comment that I received was that the channel Mythkeeper really deserved a shout out, and I've got to say, that is true. In fact, when I went and looked up Mythkeeper's channel, I was quickly engrossed by his fantastic deep dives into various lore aspects of the Golarion setting. He has some fantastic videos about different regions and different creatures and just different aspects of the Golarion setting. If you want to learn a lot about the world of Pathfinder, Mythkeeper has some absolutely fantastic videos. And as I was watching Mythkeeper's videos, I quickly realized I'd seen a couple of them before. And then I realized I was subscribed to his channel, but for some reason, YouTube never showed me his content. I honestly don't know why it happened, but over the last year, I have been aggressively interacting with Mythkeeper's channel just so YouTube will actually show me the content when Mythkeeper's videos go up, because I actually really love all of the stuff that Mythkeeper does, and I don't know why YouTube kept burying his content for me. But if you are looking for a top-notch lore channel for Pathfinder 2nd Edition, I strongly recommend Mythkeeper, and that's why I offer him the Superb Storyteller Award for 2023.
He's the local disaster. tour guide. He's the local disaster tour guide. He's the local disaster tour guide. He's the local disaster tour guide. He likes beer nuts and pizza, the ruins of Chichen Itza, and he makes jokes. They're funny. Then he smiles like Mona Lisa. Beep, cut that one out.
Well, the time has come for the last award of this video, and this is the only award where I did not restrict myself to channels that had not previously been given an award in this series. It's time to discuss my video of the year, and that video is why the D&D movie is really a Pathfinder game that was published by the Rules Lawyer. The title of that video should tell you exactly what you're diving into. The Rules Lawyer goes in depth on why the fantastic D&D movie that released earlier this year is actually better represented by the game Pathfinder 2nd Edition, and I'm not going to go any further into the actual conversation that Ronald has on this topic, because honestly that video is a work of art. Seriously, Ronald, I was sharing that video with a lot of different people. I absolutely loved it. It was amazing. If for some reason you haven't had a chance to check that video out, I think it is the pinnacle of Ronald's style, and he does a fantastic job with the topic. So as soon as this video is over, you should go check that out. It is truly, truly well done. But my 2023 video of the year is why the D&D movie is really a Pathfinder movie as produced by the Rules Lawyer. And with that, the second annual highly unofficial Paizo-Verse YouTuber Superlative Awards has come to an end. It has been another fantastic year here on YouTube. There have been a lot of wonderful channels putting out a lot of fantastic content, and I have truly enjoyed seeing all of the fantastic work that various members of the Paizo-Verse have been doing. Thank you all so much for choosing to share your talents with us here on YouTube. I would like to give a very special shout out and thanks to my 3 guest presenters for this video. So please show some love to Crunch McDabbles, GoatKingDice, and the Rules Lawyer. I really appreciate them taking some time to develop some content to be a part of this video. They were all fantastic sports, and I was really excited to get to work with all of them. But as always, the time has come to turn the conversation over to you, members of this community. Who are some of your favorite content creators for the Paizo-Verse? Who are some of the best people here on YouTube who are talking about Pathfinder and Starfinder and really contributing to this community and this conversation? Let us know who deserves a shout out, and let us know why they deserve that shout out. Please take the time to share what it is that makes their content so special. The only restriction on participating in this discussion is that, in the holiday spirit, all compliments should be genuine and uplifting, but I imagine that many of you out there have a few names on your minds of channels that also deserve to be highlighted for the fantastic work that they are doing. So by all means, let us know who they are, and then go over to their channel and let them know what it is you appreciate about their work. And allow me to say, yes, it is a deliberate choice that I've made to let you all see that I donated blood today. The holiday season is truly a time where we celebrate some of the best aspects of humanity, of helping others, encouraging others, and building others up. So any opportunity that you have to make somebody's day better, I encourage you to do so. This is a time of year where a lot of people are sharing some joy, and there are a lot of lives that can be changed for the better if we share some joy with them. So I encourage you to go out there and do that. But as always, thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for being part of the conversation. Have a wonderful day.
He's a blaster spellcaster. He's a blaster spellcaster with an eye for doom. And his crits hit harder than the Magistond. Oh, there it goes.